Got him! Okada retains, and Okada once again here taking the microphone. Is this all a part of his surprise that he was on about? Oh my God! Okada has challenged Rollins for Survivor Series! For a year we've asked, and Okada wants to make it happen again! Hello everyone and welcome! This is SmackDown! A new looking stage, a new time slot, but the man at the top remains the same in the Rainmaker. And what a reveal he had for us at No Way Out. However, tonight, SmackDown looking to hit the ground running here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Two massive matches coming for you this evening. The SmackDown Women's Championship will be up for grabs as Sasha Banks challenges SmackDown Women's Champion Paige to kick us off here tonight. And in our main event of the evening, what a main event it's going to be as well. Kevin Owens challenges Tommaso Ciampa in a ladder match for the Money in the Bank Briefcase. It is a new dawn for SmackDown, and what a way we're going to kick it off with. And so, here we go. Right away, we get into it. Right away, we get into the swing of things. Right away, to the title matches, as it is time for Sasha Banks to challenge for that SmackDown Women's title. What a chance this is going to be for Sasha Banks, who has certainly, and there is no doubt about it, taken a new lease of actions towards the SmackDown Women's division. She became the #1 contender by defeating Tegan Nox, but it was her actions after she became the #1 contender that spoke volumes. Assaulting Tegan Nox after the bell was disrespectful enough in its own right and was not expected by Banks at all. But then, last week on SmackDown, the Boss jumping Paige after a non-title victory over Carmella, and a running knee to a seated Paige may well have given the Boss a major advantage heading into this title match already. But there is one thing for certain, and that is that Paige isn't going to back down from any fight in front of her. She is the champion for a reason, and she has been for a while now. Paige has taken on all comers. She'll take on whoever it may be it the Empress and Asuka, be it Becky Lynch. She'll stand up to them, she'll fight them, and she has a great track record for coming out with the win at the end of it. Will the same happen here tonight for Paige as we kick things off here on SmackDown? Warm welcome to everyone tuning in wherever in the world you are. What a night of action it's going to be. And already, as we find ourselves heading towards our first of two massive matches here this evening, the question is still up in the air from what we saw at the top of the show and at No Way Out, of course, from Kazuchika Okada. We all know what we want. We all know what we want to happen with that one. And hopefully it's more of a when and not an if. We'll get a reply from the man who he challenged. However, there might be another time to talk about that here this evening. Right now, these two women are about to have a massive title matchup to get us undergoing here on SmackDown. New look, new livery, new logo. Slight change to the stage as well, adding more to it. It's a good look for the stage as well. But, talking about all these news, will there be a new SmackDown Women's Champion by the end of this bout? It is time to get our answer. Paige and Sasha Banks take a good look at that title as it's hoisted up in the air. And here we go. Sasha Banks challenges Paige for the SmackDown Women's title. Here we go. SmackDown is underway, and these two women will kick it off. Paige Coming in first, looking for a suplex right away on Sasha Banks. Banks comes up with the counter though right away, slipping out from that suplex. Forearm in the back. I wonder if those running, I think it was a running double knee, so a running Meteora to a seated Paige. That maybe give Paige a minor concussion. Did it knock her silly? Has it given Banks the advantage, both mentally and physically, that she could have in order to secure that SmackDown Women's title? Sasha Banks has been on SmackDown Live for the longest of times now, but is yet to claim that SmackDown Women's Championship. And in that time that Paige has been here, which has been shorter than Sasha Banks, she has won that SmackDown Women's Championship, and she is holding on to that title right now. But will she be holding on to it by the end of the evening? That is the crucial question. Neckbreaker there by Banks. Takes over into an early cover on the champion for the count of one. Of course, those running double knees of Banks may well prove eventful when she looks for that Banks statement later on in this contest. And that is why you're seeing Sasha Banks targeting the head of Paige this early on. She knows what she's got to do here to beat her down. She knows what she's got to do to have her advantage over the champion and to leave as the new champion, as some incredible agility there is displayed by the boss. So far so good for the challenger, however, staying on the beacon path, staying focused, and now just taking the hit to Paige in any way possible. From face lock here, look out here, guillotine lock applied by Sasha Banks. Paige able to get the far arm, just had a camera shot there to the ropes, and get her safety really, and maybe get her bearings as she comes back now with a duo of forearms. Second one knocking Banks off her feet. Single leg Boston Crab applied here on the boss. Don't think she's going to be looking for the tap out too early on, but she will be looking to wear her down. Banks though quick to just kick her away. Jawbreaker there from Paige, however. Oh, missed with that clothesline. She looked big for it, but no one was home. Nice neck breaker from Sasha Banks in retaliation. And again, the head and the neck being targeted at Paige. Again, the work being done there, following up from what she started last week. Banks caught. Oh, big clothesline. And more so, I would argue, with the challenger than the champion, but it is swinging back and forth a little bit. Paige is getting in her looks. She is getting in her moves. But is she getting in enough to challenge, to take the fight to the challenger right now? Dragon Sleeper locked in. Hasn't really got it locked in tight. You can see from the lock that Banks has that it wasn't really under the neck for the majority of the hold. Clothesline, and Banks will spill to the outside, courtesy of Paige. Certainly fired up and ready to take the fight to Banks as well, outside of the ring for good measure. And I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of the outside in our main event of the evening. Later on here, when Kevin Owens challenges for the Money in the Bank briefcase, otherwise referred to as the Blackheart in the Bank by Tommaso Ciampa. Will he take it from him? We'll find out later on this evening. Banks, meanwhile, on the top rope, lining up Paige and coming in with a frog splash. Oh, to Eddie Guerrero. Has she done it? Yeah, 2 count. Banks almost became the new SmackDown Women's Champion right then and there. Out now in the turnbuckle. Kick in the gut by Sasha Banks. Oh, Paige moves out of the way, however. And Paige incoming now. Shin breaker on the boss, taking her down there and trying to take her out of commission a little bit. Paige incoming, here we go. Gets the clothesline, full head of steam. Duo of clotheslines. Drop kick into the chest. Banks goes down. Champ fighting back here, but Sasha Banks quick to stop her in the corner. Double knees in the chest. And Sasha Banks might have been looking for the Bank statement, might have been planning on turning her around, not to be the case. Paige Turner instead! Paige Turner has Paige retained the SmackDown Women's title. Oh! A close count of 2 instead, but a very, very close 2 nonetheless. Now, how will Paige look to end this contest if she is at all as possible, is able to finish it off? Could she look for the PTO? Is Sasha Banks going to tap, or will she have to go for the Rampage DDT instead? Regardless of it, it's Banks in control, and she's on the top rope right now. And Banks is lining up. Paige, who is groggy, getting up to her feet. Crossbody plucked out of midair. caught, flush. Look at the transition here from Paige. And a massive power bomb follows through. Look for the cover, stacked her up at the leg of Sasha Banks. In between those ropes to secure her safety. Banks knew it, and that's why she's still in this contest, and that's why she might be about to win it. Sasha Banks with a back statement of Paige. Bank statement locked in, middle of the ring, now in a 2-2 for Paige. And with all the work that's been done on the head and on the neck, will she have to tap here? Is it time for Banks to be champion? No. What a counter by Paige. Flips her over, cover it all. Sasha Banks went from thinking she was about to get a tap out victory to almost losing in the blink of an eye. Banks though still alive. Look out. Somersault reverse DDT. Sasha Banks so close to being champion. Is she about to make it a reality here though? Oh, counter made there. Look out. Pull of the hair by Paige. She may be taking on the more disrespectful Sasha Banks, but she's not afraid to utilize some underhanded offense if needs be. Sasha Banks was the one who got underhanded in the first place. Turnabout is fair play. On the outside we are with these two women again. Sasha Banks sent into the steps there. Paige may well have been counted some lucky stars that she was able to escape the Bank statement. Who knows how close she was to tapping. Only the champion has the answer to that one, but what we do know, she's not close to tapping right now. She's on offense. She's looking to finish off Banks, but Banks is still going. She gets her way out, turns around. Look out, yeah. Hurricane, no! Face first into the mat. Great counter from the champion. Paige firing herself up, firing up the crowd as well. Arm drag from Paige now, and she is lining up Banks in position. She wants to end it right now. Rampage! DDT! Paige got all of it. She'll hook the leg. And she will retain the SmackDown Women's title. One move is all it takes. One little advantage. Paige grabbed it by the horns. And she grabs that title. Because it still belongs to her. Paige, still your SmackDown Women's Championship, but wait a minute! Oh my goodness! It's Shayna Baszler! Hopped over the barricade! The NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler! The last ever NXT Women's Champion, the Queen of Spades, assaulting the SmackDown Women's Champion! Baszler confirming where she's ended up on SmackDown! And the Ace of Spades clutch on Paige. From one champion to the other. Ace of Spades clutch locked in. Paige being choked out yet by Shayna Baszler. Shayna arriving with one hell of a statement. Paige may have retained, but a new challenger is on the horizon. And her name is Shayna Baszler. Well, what an arrival for the Queen of Spades right then and there on SmackDown. Shayna Baszler has arrived. What does that mean for Paige and for the SmackDown Women's Division as a whole? Time will only tell. In the same regards to the statement from Paul Heyman. Time can only tell. Right now, though, it's time for a return contest from 2 weeks ago, I believe now, on SmackDown Live, and that is Finn Balor getting to go one-on-one with the villain, Marty Scurll. If you remember back to 2 weeks ago when these two men collided, Balor looked like he may have been about to finish off Marty Scurll. In all fairness, it was such a back-and-forth contest between the two. It was a great contest, but Balor missed the coup de grace, Scurll hit a neck breaker, and then got out of the ring and left. Took the count-out loss, no reasoning explained for it, just up and left. Tried to do the same the week after with Kazuchika Okada. Balor was on the ramp to stop him. And of course, we saw that excellent match between Finn Balor and Kazuchika Okada for the WWE Championship at No Way Out. Okada retained, but right now, you know, Balor wanted a great contest and he got one. He wanted to be WWE Championship, but sadly that wasn't the case. And now, Balor instead will look to finish off what started 2 weeks ago between himself and Marty Scurll. We may have no reason for knowing why Scurll walked out of that contest. Balor called it disappointing from a former world champion. It looks like, whatever the case may have been for the actions of Marty Scurll, there may be no place to hide here tonight, because he may be locked up in that ring against Finn Balor, and he's going to find himself in deep, deep trouble, especially if Balor's looking to rebound from his defeat at No Way Out to the Rainmaker. So here we go. Balor stands in the ring, ready and rearing to... What the hell? Are you kidding me? It's not Marty Scurll! Are you serious? Bask in this man's glory. Keith Lee is on SmackDown. But hang on, if this is supposed to be Marty Scurll in this match, what could have happened to Scurll for Keith Lee to take this spot? What is Lee doing here? I have no idea. Has Keith Lee taken out Scurll, or is Scurll hiding away again? Has Keith Lee been called in last minute? Or is there something even further to this? Keith Lee standing in the ring, making one hell of an arrival to the Blue Brand. And Finn Balor, standing at ringside for that moment, looked almost dumbfounded. Balor was not expecting this at all, and I don't blame him, but he's got to fight him. Nonetheless, he was not prepared for this man. Keith Lee stepping in the ring, stepping up to the plate, and taking Finn Balor down with a power bomb right away. Oh my God, look at this man! Look at what he can do in this ring. Springboard DDT from Keith Lee moments in. Balor taken completely out of left field, but he is going to fight out here. Missile dropkick from the two-time world champion. What can Balor do here to try and fight back against Limitless? Oh no, Keith Lee in the corner there though, just showcasing that brutal power and a running hip attack as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled to see Keith Lee signed to this company and to see him on SmackDown, but I really have to question, why is he here? What is his reasoning for being here? And why is he in the ring right now and not Marty Scurll? Whatever the case may be, Finn Balor's got to fight against him, and he's doing just that. Double axe handle from the leader of Balor Club. Keith Lee didn't come off his feet though, using the announce table for support as he sends Balor back into the ring instead. Up to his feet, Oh no, he's going to look for another one. He is going to look for another power bomb here. Balor unable to stop that one. And there is the man himself. The villain watching on backstage. Nothing seems wrong with him. So why is Keith Lee taking his spot here? SmackDown has had a rep since Fastlane for leaving us with so many questions that we've needed answering. There is still so many that persist, and another one has just been added to them. Why is Keith Lee in this matchup right now instead of the villain? There could be a number of theories, but the reality is that Keith Lee is taking the fight to Balor. And as much as Balor is trying to fight back, he is getting it handed to him, courtesy of Limitless Keith Lee. Balor absolutely basking in the glory that is Keith Lee. Oh, what a chop from Keith Lee, and again. Balor just being brutalized by those vicious open-handed chops. And being brutalized in all senses in this contest by Keith Lee as well, but he isn't giving up. Balor still fighting on, misses with the forearm, however. Things are not looking good for him as he's laid out with that spine buster there. Balor trying to claw back up to his feet, trying to find any opening that he can, but a massive running splash might well take care of that. You can see that Balor may well also be showing the signs of fatigue from that loss to Kazuchika Okada. But Keith Lee showing no signs of fatigue. Moves off of the second rope, and he's about to use his surprise factor to pick up a massive upset, yeah! Keith Lee drills him into the mat. Keith Lee just beat Finn Balor. Ground Zero connects, and Keith Lee has just beaten Finn Balor. Bask in the glory of Keith Lee. He has arrived on SmackDown, and with a bang as well. Marty Scurll now has 2 questions to answer on SmackDown, but one thing is certain: Keith Lee is on SmackDown. Well, we knew that Elias had arrived to SmackDown following the end of NXT, but I wonder what the reasoning was for Paul Heyman to be talking backstage there with the Drifter himself. Didn't think that Heyman and Elias would see anything in common with one another, to be quite honest, but there we are. Now we must move on here on SmackDown to our next contest of the evening. It's going to be Matt Hardy taking on Sami Zayn here in one-on-one contest. Both men in need of a win here. Sami Zayn may have arrived to SmackDown Live aiding Kevin Owens in his fight against Tommaso Ciampa and Mojo Rawley, but despite that being the case, I believe he only has 1 win to his name on SmackDown. I don't even think he got the win in that match. It's a tag team matchup, and I think Kevin Owens picked up the pinfall victory in it. Nevertheless, we move on here to our contest between these 2 men, and maybe a chance to kind of just sit back, relax, and question what is going on here on SmackDown, and really talk about a lot of things that I don't think we've had the chance to talk about. That's not meant to disrespect to either of these guys, but there comes a time where you do just want to kind of take a step back and really kind of think about everything that's happened. So we think to here tonight with Shayna Baszler arriving and immediately taking out the SmackDown Women's Champion in Paige. We think to the words of Paul Heyman, the arrival of Keith Lee, the questions surrounding Marty Scurll, and you look at other questions as well. You look at the questions that have been raised before SmackDown had even aired here tonight. We still don't know why Tama Tonga and Tangaloa assaulted AJ Styles. Obviously, of course, if you saw Raw last night, you know what the future of AJ Styles has. But we don't know what the reasoning for that is. We don't know I mean, I think the chief answer among them all is we don't know the response from Seth Rollins to the challenge made at No Way Out by Kazuchika Okada for a rematch between the greatest of all time and the Rainmaker for Survivor Series. I think the sooner the better would be the optimal response on that one. I have not heard from Rollins in terms of a response. It's been a busy few days for us as general managers, and I have not heard from Seth Rollins. So I don't know if he has an opinion, if he's had time to think, if he even heard the challenge being put out by Kazuchika Okada. Time will only tell, I guess. But I do know for certain right now, though, is that Matt Hardy is taking the fight here to Sami Zayn in the corner. Clothesline. Nice running bulldog from the leader of the tag team known as Broken Brilliance. Himself and Pentagon Jr., former NXT Tag Team Champions, yet to really hit the ground running since they've arrived SmackDown. And it has been down really to the quality of SmackDown's tag teams, I think is the best way of saying it. Their division may lack in depth, but they make up for it, I think, with the quality of the tag teams. You look at how well knotted together some of these guys are. You look at guys like the Good Brothers, of course. You look at the new tag team champions of the Dangerous Alliance, the Gorillas of Destiny, the Saviors. It's a real hard-knotted unit in so many instincts, and even if the Broken Brilliance may share that, they don't share it on the levels of those other tag teams. But right now, it's not about the tag team wrestling, it's about the singles wrestling, and Sami Zayn turning things around, quick and sharp. Blue Thunder Bomb on Matt Hardy. Sami Zayn might be looking to wrap things up here pretty sharpish. Oh, Hardy though coming up with the counter. He'll fight on here, he's not going to back down. Hardy in, gut-wrench suplex, great counter from Sami Zayn here. Albuquerque cheering on the underdog from the underground. As Zayn comes in now, sending him into the corner. Might have applied for the haluva kick, but Hardy in the wrong position for Zayn to really look for it. Look out there, massive knife edge chop across the chest. Now he'll send Hardy into the opposing turnbuckle. Line it up, haluva kick from Zayn. And you know that this one's over. Take a look at it again. Slow motion replay for you there. Caught him flush in the jaw. Matt Hardy falls like a sack of spuds. And Sami Zayn, he may not be at ringside for tonight's ladder match, but he's certainly got a win where it counts. And that was in the confines of the squared circle. Sami Zayn, your winner this evening. It may not be a massive victory in the grand scheme of things, but it's a name in the win column for him, and that is what matters the most. Zayn, your winner here this evening, and you know him, along with the rest of us, will have our eyes peeled and our attention locked on the main event. Big news there from the #1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. The savior of SmackDown Live, Ricochet, declaring that Kota Ibushi has been added to the Intercontinental Championship match that we now know will take place at Survivor Series. The Switchblade Jay White finds himself once again in an effective handicap match for that Intercontinental title. That is going to be an uphill climb and a half for the Switchblade at Survivor Series when he puts that Intercontinental title on the line There's no doubt about that one. But as for right now, it's a big #1 contenders matchup for you here. The winners of this match will compete for these WWE Tag Team titles. It is the Usos back on SmackDown after their tenure in NXT, taking on a team that the SmackDown General Manager Christian James stated have to fight to earn their rematch. And that is the now former Tag Team Champions in the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, making their way out here. It's a bit of a shame that these guys are former Tag Team Champions, but they still have 5 Tag Team reigns to their name. So I guess even if this one was perhaps their most disappointing, they're not going to be all that unhappy about it, considering all it did was add to their legacy as the most successful tag team in the history of this universe. Gallows and Anderson, though, not afraid to fight either. Of course, they stood by the side of Finn Balor against AJ Styles, Tama Tonga, and Tangaloa at Fastlane in a massive 6-man tag main event. They put the war out there as well. We saw a gun slam through a table. We saw a spear through a barricade. But they were outclassed 100%. And I will even say that as massive Good Brothers fans. They were outclassed by Bobby Lashley and Sheamus at No Way Out. And now they have to fight to earn their stripes back. I think it's Jey Uso who's starting this one. It is really hard to tell the Usos apart, in all honesty, so apologies if I get it wrong, but I believe it's Jey Uso starting things off against Carl Anderson here. And Uso from the early goings getting a little bit in the referee's face, but now himself and Machine Gun will go to work here. Nice little change in attires as well, I've noticed, for the Good Brothers. Nice new color scheme. I'm waiting to break those ones out, I imagine, for a little while, and it does look good. Shame that there's no gold to go around their waist with the look. I know my job is supposed to be, for the most part, impartial behind this desk, but I have those people who I like, and I've always had massive respect for the Good Brothers. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Nevertheless, it's Jimmy Uso coming in off the tag here. Jimmy Uso now from the top. Tequila Sunrise. Oh, and a diving splash down on the legs of Luke Gallows. Incredible ring IQ there from the Usos, targeting the legs of the 7-foot man in Gallows. Cover made, and he gets the count of 2. Gallows and Anderson may call themselves the Good Brothers and maybe like brothers to one another, but of course you have to remember Jimmy and Jey Uso have that blood brotherhood between them, and blood does flow thicker than anything else. It runs thicker than a feeling of brotherhood when you are actual brothers. Nice running Death Valley driver by Carl Anderson. He'll cover Jimmy Uso here, but it's only good for the count of 2. But Anderson able to turn things around for the Good Brothers once again. Oh! Jimmy Uso getting up to his feet far quicker, I think, than Anderson was expecting. And that's why that discus forearm, or corkscrew forearm rather, came in, catching Carl Anderson completely off guard. Tag is made. Jey is legal. Lining things up. What are the Usos going to look for here? Tandem tag team offense. Great strength into that Samoan drop. Cover made here. The Usos looking to impress on their debut. What an opportunity it would be to beat the 5-time tag team champions and go after the Dangerous Alliance. We, of course, are looking for more than just the tag team titles to add to their repertoire of gold. There's that short arm clothesline from Jey Uso once again, taking Carl Anderson off his feet. Folks, remember, coming up next, we have that colossal main event between Tommaso Ciampa and Kevin Owens, with the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line, hanging above the ring in that ladder match. Do not miss it. As for right now, we focus back on this contest, and a great electric chair set up face buster there from Carl Anderson. Rolls him over here. Covers made. Will it be enough to get him another shot at the tag team titles? It's a kick out of 2 by Jey Uso. Not to be the case here this evening for Carl Anderson thus far. Nice right hand counter there by Jey Uso. Carl Anderson in the corner. There has been some great tags from the Usos in this one already. Carl Anderson gonna feel the wrath that Luke Gallows felt, locked in the Tequila Sunrise. Splashes down on the calf right there. And that is a lot of weight coming down on you. That is going to do some damage to your leg, and it's going to take a spring out of the step of Carl Anderson. At least that'll be the game plan for the Usos. We know Paul Heyman's in the building. We saw him earlier on tonight more than once. So I wonder, is he looking at this contest with a close eye? Wondering who the first number one contenders to the new tag team champions will be. A suplex there. Luke Gallows wanting in here. Carl Anderson, though, unable to find his bearings. And Jimmy Uso just knocking him back down to the mat there. Let's see what will happen now. Jimmy Uso has him. Look out here. There'll be no splash coming down, but there will be a tequila sunrise locked in. Jimmy Uso has it here on Carl Anderson. Could Machine Gun have to tap? Oh, coming into the save there. Gallows from behind. Making the save, whether Anderson needed it or not. Jimmy Uso sending him in the turnbuckle. Tag made. In comes Jay here. And the Usos looking as dangerous as before. And again, this incredible pop-up Samoan drop combination. Jey Uso now has the chance to really try and put things away there, but great work from Carl Anderson, showcasing why the Good Brothers are always in the conversation for the greatest tag team in the history of this universe. Great double team maneuver there from the pair of them as Gallows finally gets back into this contest. Look out. Oh, knee breaker there as the knee of Jey Uso went colliding into the mat. Look out now. Snap suplex from Jey Uso. Incredible strength to get the big man up and over his shoulders like that. Let's see what will happen here. Jey Uso has him. He's going to snap suplex him again. Yes, he will. Making it look easy right now. And Gallows not doing all that much to fight back yet. Trouble are brewing for the Good Brothers. Has that loss at No Way Out demoralized them maybe more than we might have expected in the corner here. What's Jey Uso going to do right now? Big kick in the gut to a seated Gallows. Oh! Like father, like son, running hip attack there from Jey Uso. And Gallows is in big trouble. The Usos might look to put this one away. The tag is made. In comes Jimmy. Gallows needs to turn things around desperately. The Good Brothers are in massive trouble. Incredible strength from Jey Uso to prop him up like that. Gallows in big trouble. He is not showing any fight right now. And the Usos are showing much more fight than I anticipated. There's a slam by Jimmy. Splash from Jey. Look at the leap, the elevation on that splash. Jey Uso will cover Luke Gallows. And the Usos are the number one contenders to the SmackDown Tag Team titles. They are next in line to the WWE Tag Team titles. The Usos have done it. Jimmy and Jey arriving with a bang and beating the 5-time Tag Team Champions. Gallows and Anderson toppled by a new brotherhood on SmackDown. Jimmy and Jey Uso, your number one contenders. But the question is right now, who will have that Money in the Bank contract? Who will have the prestigious briefcase allowing him a shot at any world title? Kevin Owens, Tommaso Ciampa. It's up next. Here we go. Big fight feel for a big main event. And the prize fighter is here for something that he has claimed once before. Kevin Owens, a former Mr. Money in the Bank holder in his own right, used it to lead to the first of 4 WWE championships. Kevin Owens here tonight knows the importance of this match, knows how important it is to head into that ring, to take the fight to Tommaso Ciampa that both men have wanted to bring to the other. They agreed. They don't agree on anything really, but they agreed on one thing at least, and that was but accomplices should stay out of this. No Sami Zayn at ringside for Kevin Owens, and no Mojo Rawley at ringside for Tommaso Ciampa. It is a straight fight between Owens and Ciampa for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And here comes the Blackheart himself. Ciampa won the briefcase at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and from that moment on, coined it as the Blackheart in the Bank. The briefcase was painted black as well to illustrate every little bit of Tommaso Ciampa's psyche and of his lack of soul. Tommaso Ciampa, though, said it himself that he would never cash in that briefcase on his former brother in Johnny Gargano. But there's a few things to take into accord with that. One, Johnny Gargano is no longer the ECW champion. Two, by the end of this evening, Tommaso Ciampa might not even be the Blackheart in the Bank. And three, as much as I want to believe those words that he said to Johnny Gargano, we all know it to be true. Never trust the Blackheart. Ciampa making his way out here. And though himself and Gargano may have seemed to patch things up after SummerSlam, on SmackDown, Tommaso Ciampa is still as much of a Blackheart as ever. And he will illustrate that here tonight when these two men go to war in this colossal main event. It has been brewing for a number of weeks now. Tommaso Ciampa had Mojo Rawley doing his dirty work for him, attacking Kevin Owens at every beck and call that he could to try and prove that Kevin Owens was soft, to try and prove that those 4 WWE titles that he has to his name are unworthy, and to prove that Kevin Owens does not belong in the same breath and in the same area of SmackDown Live as Tommaso Ciampa. You see it up there, that black briefcase hanging up in the air as these two men are gonna fight it out to see who will be Mr. Money in the Bank. Could Kevin Owens lift a second Money in the Bank briefcase in this universe, or the Blackheart in the Bank retain the right to cash in on any champion of his choosing? Go-home driver from Owens early on here as this main event has finally got underway after much heated wait, after much desire for this contest to get things going. Through all the waiting, the fight is here. Owens wasting little time, sliding that into the ring, the ladder into the ring, and Ciampa will take it into his hands and swing it. Kevin Owens essentially giving a free swing with that weapon to Tommaso Ciampa when he brought it into the ring. But on the outside now, it's Kevin Owens who has Ciampa. Look out here, down onto that announce table. And things are not looking good here for Ciampa in the early goings. He may have got in that ladder shot, but it's Kevin Owens, if you have to ask me, who's got in the majority of the offense. Mistake made by Owens there as he tried to pick up the ladder. Taking too long while Ciampa was pretty much up to his feet. Ciampa with the ladder there. Kevin Owens never saw it coming. Ciampa caught him flush with it. Ladder back in his hands now, and look at this. Holding it across. Went to swing. Kevin Owens with the counter. And now he'll swing. Owens smashing him in the head with it. Ciampa hit hard. And Owens setting it up firmly in the middle of the ring. Kevin Owens early on, climbing up the ladder here. Look at this. Ciampa were meeting up there. A meeting of the minds between these two men, and the fight is on, way up in the air. The Blackheart in the Bank briefcase hanging precariously over them as Ciampa gets sent down with a colossal right hand. Kevin Owens looking to claim the briefcase as his own, looking to make it happen here. Trying to pull it down from that rung, but Ciampa right back up. He wants some more. He wants more of a fight. And now it's Owens who will spill from the top to the floor. And it's Ciampa who will go after that briefcase. Owens taking a nasty fall there. Ciampa trying to pull that briefcase down. These two guys, as much as they want to fight one another, you can see how precious that briefcase is to both men, especially to Ciampa, as he takes a colossal fall from the electric chair position there. Maybe that was just early doors trying to go for the briefcase, trying to test the other opponent's ideology there as Kevin Owens slides in a steel chair into the ring. Look out now. STO from Ciampa. May have been a tactic there to see how willing both guys are right away to go after that briefcase, but now it seems as if things have been ditched slightly because the fight is on between these two men here. Look out now. Ladder locked over in the process. Ciampa draped over the barricade. Big boot in the side of the head from Owens. Two ladders on the floor and a chair in the ring. Well, now there's one ladder in the hands of Kevin Owens. What will happen here? Owens setting it up right again. Sees Ciampa down and might well see a moment to run for it here and go after that briefcase. Ciampa feeling a little bit confident as it's going on though, because he knows he's going to push that briefcase away. Owens teetering up in the air. And look at this. Ciampa mocking him, pretending to grab him. Third time will be the charm though. And even in such a serious scenario as this one, Ciampa always trying to muddle you, always trying to get under the skin of you. And Owens experiencing that one right now. Ciampa standing over a seated Owens. And a boot right into the chest of the prize fighter. Ciampa going to work here. Look out. Owens in trouble. Neck breaker. No, Kevin Owens comes up with the counter right then and there. Here we go. Owens in now. Throw away. Tiger suplex. Or double under throwaway suplex. Whatever you'd rather call it. Spills. Ciampa to the outside. Kevin Owens also going outside of the ring. He's going to stand on the apron here because he's realized Ciampa does not want to come back in the ring right away. Ciampa bringing another steel chair into this party. And Owens will get a ladder. Ladder versus chair. Ladder wins. Owens knocking Ciampa down there, and there's the aggression from Owens shining through, putting the boots to Tommaso Ciampa in that moment. Up on the shoulders, this is not going to be a good predicament with all that's in the ring. Samoan drop, and I think the head of Tommaso Ciampa came down on the ladder. Brutal landing right there and then. Hang on here, Kevin Owens setting up that ladder, but it is nowhere near the briefcase. Right up against the ropes closest to the camera here. Kevin Owens climbing up it. Does he have a death wish? Well, Tommaso Ciampa will follow him up there. The briefcase is ages away from the pair of them, but they're going to swing on top of that ladder. They are daredevils, death-defying. And they are throwing shots at one another all the way up there. Look at these right hands trailing back and forth here between both men. This could be a fall from that ladder that may not grant the other one time to grab the briefcase, but could certainly make a difference in who wins this match. Owens coming up with a much needed counter, and Ciampa set for a ride straight to the floor. Owens knocking him from the ladder. Ciampa may be down and out here, but Kevin Owens thinks more needs to be done. Oh, massive lariat knocks him to the outside. Ciampa down, maybe out. Owens, is he going to look to line it up? Does Owens want to prove that he isn't soft, that he isn't a pushover, that he deserves to be in this position in the best way possible? And that is by claiming the Blackheart's briefcase, taking it away from him. Owens trying to pull that briefcase down, trying to do everything that he can. Ciampa though got back up to his feet. He was up on the apron, and here he comes now in from behind. Right hand there, but Owens not faltering. Ciampa leaping up again. Owens trying not to let go of that briefcase. Ciampa finally making him crack. Look out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, a power bomb off the ladder there. Owens about halfway up the ladder as he was sent off it by a brutal power bomb from Ciampa. Rake of the eyes now. Owens stumbling into the ladder and knocking it over in the process. as a lariat comes in on the back of the head. And look at this now, Ciampa mocking him. Mocking Kevin Owens. Mocking the lack of fight in Kevin Owens right now. That powerbomb knocked a lot out of him, but Owens is right back up here. Owens is still able to fight on, playing possum maybe. And Tommaso Ciampa may regret it. Look out here, spill to the outside. Kevin Owens incoming. Cannonball sent on. And on the outside, is he going to look for a pop-up powerbomb on Ciampa to finish him off? Yeah. Oh, Ciampa countered. Massive knee in the face, using his knee brace as a weapon. And then laying out Kevin Owens on top of the ladder. Poetic justice given the match they're in. Ciampa with a second ladder. Sliding it into the ring here. One is plenty. Why do we need another one? Well, right now, they're still fighting on the outside of the ring here. Owens stops it, though. And sending Ciampa back in the ring. And there is certainly a lot that could go wrong in this ring, given the plethora of weapons that we've got in it. Owens setting up the ladder now. And climbing up it right now. Look out here, Owens. Looking for that briefcase again. Ciampa, though, going to get up to his feet quickly. These two men still aren't done with one another. Owens lets go of the briefcase, and I think a lot sooner than he may have wanted to, but it was a smart move to make. These guys risking their careers once again all the way up there. Owens right now with the upper hand on Ciampa, bringing in those right hands. Kevin Owens has a chance here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Kevin Owens! Superplex off the ladder! Look at that! 15 feet in the air, right to the hard canvas of the mat. Both men crash and burn. Ciampa could be done for. Kevin Owens pulling himself to his feet. He looks over, a fallen Blackheart, and will go for his briefcase. Kevin Owens is but moments away from becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. No way! Ciampa rolled out of the ring. Mojo Rawley rolling in from behind. God damn it! Never trust a Blackheart. We were told that Rawley and Zayn would stay out of this. Rawley clearly not living up to his end of the bargain. Rawley jumping in the ring and pulling Owens off from the top of the ladder. Are you kidding me now? Hyperdrive on the outside. Rawley coming to the aid of Ciampa once again. And Ciampa on top of the ladder has pulled down the briefcase. Tommaso Ciampa holds on to his Blackheart in the bank. Kevin Owens was supposed to be Mr. Money in the Bank, but Mojo Rawley coming to the aid, and the Blackheart in the bank lives on.